شكرا مرة أخرى على حفاوة الاستقبال وكرم الضيافة، وإن شاء الله ننتظركم قريبا إن شاء الله في بلدكم السنة.
Si on vous attendait pour un département plutôt technique compte tenu de votre où en est ce chantier à ce jour et comment va-t-il fonctionner concrètement?
والمصلحة. هذا النادي يشبه اليوم العالم الإسلامي الذي عليه أن يصفق للمحتفلين والمنتصرين برغم آلامه العميقة مع فارق بسيط، وأن النادي لا يكسب الإكرامية والبخشيش، بما على العالم الإسلامي أن يسدد فاتورة الحفلة ويدفع الحساب. إلى العناوين. كيم يتضامن مع بوتين ومهربون اللهم بلغنا رمضان. جراهام يدعو إلى اغتيال بوتين الذي يريد زيلينسكي حيا. हम आपके सामने क्या आप कोई गुलाम हैं कि जो आप कहेंगे आप कर ले. عمران خان للغرب نحن لسنا عبيدا لكم لنفعل ما تريدون. نائب إسباني يرحب باللاجئين شرط عدم وجود مسلمين بينهم. أديرة أوكرانية تطالب بالاستقلال عن الكنيسة الروسية. لا صوت يعلو فوق صوت المعركة. شعار يصح اليوم للإعلام الإخباري المتخصص الذي لا
Video review system has a new all-talent championship review function. Investigators can verify the matches of participants during the all-talent championship to verify the authenticity of the gameplay and determine if cheating. Have you ever been to
على احتمالات عدة أخطرها حرب عالمية نووية تغير مجرى التاريخ. الصوت معظمه يصدر من الجانب الأوكراني المدافع عن هذه المنطقة. فولوديمير زيلينسكي هو سعيد الصحافة الأوكراني عند قناة الجديد اللبنانية. كان الغزاة الأمريكيون عندما خرج وزير الإعلام العراقي محمد سعيد الصحاف مطالبا الشعب العراقي إلى أن الأوضاع طبيعية. هذه مبنى وزارة الإعلام وهاي الشوارع كلها يعني آمنة وكلهم أبطال. أصبح الصحافة أيقونة الإعلام العربي الرسمي. وأعطيكم ماذا أوقع المقاتلون بهؤلاء الأوغاد بهؤلاء هناك من نفذ وصية جراهام الفرنسيون الذين اشتهرت جلوس احتلالهم الغادرة بقطع رؤوس المقاومين والمواطنين الجزائريين والاحتفاظ بالجماجم في متحف للجمهورية وقيم الجمهورية، نزعوا رأس فلاديمير بوتين عن جسده في تمثال يجتمع في متحف في باريس اعتراضا على ما يصفونه بالغزو الروسي. في المقابل لا يريد رئيس روسيا قتل نظيره الأوكراني بحسب القناة الإسرائيلية الثانية عشر التي تقول بوتين يعرف مكان زيلينسكي ولا يريد قتله فهو يسعى لاعتقاله حيا. لكن على الضفة الأخرى اتهام بمهمة أسندت لقوات مرتزقة فاغنر الروسية فقط اغتيال زيلينسكي. كثر الكلام عن قوات روسية خاصة يديرها أحد أقرب حلفاء الرئيس الروسي فلاديمير بوتين إلى أوكرانيا في مهمة لاغتيال الرئيس الأوكراني فلاديمير زيلينسكي وأعضاء حكومته إنها قوة فاغنر. زيلينسكي طمن بوتين إلى أنه رجل طبيعي ودعاه للعبر.
The overall standings, and I mentioned how there's going to be technically less to fight for. There is going to be regional finals that these teams are going to go into. We don't know yet how many teams will qualify for the regional finals involving, obviously, other regions like we saw throughout the 2021 esports year. But there is positions available from this PMPL finals. So it is something that the teams need to consider, that they might not be fighting for the top three, they might not be fighting for the top spot, but they could easily be fighting for a regional final spot off the back of the PMPL Arabia Spring Split.
Yeah, if we're going off of last year, it would be about the top 5, top 6. It's got to, as we say, see how many teams do go through from each region, but it tends to be slightly more so from the Arabian side region from previous events, as we can say. But it is still that prize pool that is going to be the ultimate goal that these teams are fighting for, at $10,000. Still for first place, up the grabs of whoever can get it.
Now trying to think and speculate on what could be the case, because with PMPL Arabia, remember Spring Split and Fall Split, the teams actually qualified into different regional finals, right? Yeah. In this, it was with kind of European, CS, and Turkey teams, and in the Fall Split it was with South Asian teams. Based on the Fall Split, it could be with South Asian teams, but this year there's a specific PMPL Africa, right? So you got to consider that factor. So less than 5 teams. But anyway, I'm getting too far away from this game. Things are starting to rotate in towards this phase 1 off the back of the blue zone. You have Yala, they went to Picado, they have an easy exit point. Dunac still have a couple of players inside Los Leones and a couple of teams up north. A little bit similar with Nasser and Revolution. They have less to worry about because they landed on that southwestern edge of Los Leones, and there's nearly always a little bit more space around the southern side of Los Leones in comparison to the north.
Teams finally beginning also to make their path down towards Los Leones. I don't expect too many of these teams to go, of course, into Los Leones. I think, as we always say, going into the city, phase 1, phase 2 is very harsh. If it does go shift away, it can still be a possibility there. To go elsewhere, even down towards that more south side, is also always a chance that the zone could go there in phase 2. And as a result, teams like Yala, teams like Triple D are slowly rotating down towards the outer edges of Los Leones itself. Conqueror Rack also finding Hero 963 as they make their own rotation too, as we said, back through these teams and through graveyards.
I don't really understand 963's rotation in this phase 1. I don't think they needed to go onto the western side of La Bedita. They could have rotated a little bit on towards the eastern hillside, maybe have a couple of players on the compound to the east of La Bedita in the flat field, and then just have one player scouting on the high ground. Yeah, okay, they have rotated as a full squad, but I would say that they're a little bit lucky that Conquer Rack aren't really set up in a position to take that fight, and they've been able to get away without being punished. But I don't fully understand 963's rotation in this phase 1.
I think what they're going for here, Imperium, is more of based off the homework that they've been doing. So Conqueror Rack do tend to go for a slightly more split drop over Minis Generales, beginning so around also Graveyard. So doing it in phase 1, it's a possibility that they could get away. I agree, it's extremely risky. Conqueror Rack could have also come together, but it works out. And that being, as you said, towards the eastern side, that coastal line, there's been a lot of these teams, particularly Game 2, Game 5 yesterday, where the zones were based